Good evening and welcome to Jazz Perspectives, a show about music and musicians. Tonight our special guest is guitarist Bob Meyers, and the theme of the show is romantic artistry. You can read more about Bob in Music Magic magazine, available online at www.jimhouck.com. Now let's get on with the show. It's great seeing you again, Bob. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you for having me out here.
I know you've just come out of the recording studio. We've laid down most of a new CD. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, the CD is going to be mostly ballads. That's what I feel best playing, because I can express my chordal knowledge and technique on the guitar. So it's going to be mostly ballads, but it's going to have a mix of some classical, it's actually semi-classical, some jazz, some Latin music, and maybe a little rock and roll. So I'm going to try to mix it up somewhat.
A little something for everybody.
Yes, I'll try to.
Well, when you go about the job of selecting material, tell us a little bit about the songs you have chosen for the CD and how you came to choose them.
Okay, I came to choose these, believe it or not, I came to choose these songs almost like, well, you know, close my eyes and pick, kind of. It's really strange, because I feel I do almost all the songs I do them the best I can do, even though I do a different version every time you hear me play it. And it was really difficult for me to pick the specific ones for this album. And what I actually did is I went into the studio with Jim Halk and just started playing for about 3-4 hours continually, and just went from the top of my head what I wanted to play. And that's how we came about most of the ballads, at least. We still have some of the faster, higher energy music that I have to put onto the album. And I got an idea of which ones I want to put on there. It might be some semi-classical, just to put a mix on the album, and some, like I said, the Latin, and some rock and roll. So they're left. I have to do those yet. But other than that, everything else is basically done.
So you're not wedded to any particular composer or any particular style of music?
By no means, by no means.
I think one reason your jazz ideas are so interesting to people is that even when you are playing a straight-ahead jazz thing with a quartet, the influences that come into your soloing are so wide-ranging. It's not the same old thing.
For sure. I have a lot of guitarists I aspire to that I've learned from throughout the years by listening to them. I've never had the advantage of being with them physically, but I've listened to the greats, all of them, and I've tried to pick a little bit of each one on Mountain, put them together and make my style.
Well, who are some of your influences?
Well, like Wes Montgomery, Tony Mottola, Johnny Smith, Chet Atkins, Joe Pass. That's the main bulk of them, and there's about 10 or 12 more that I've Barney Kessel that I've listened to that I like. But they were the main ones that I got most of my feel and technique from listening to those.
Primarily jazz guys.
Jazz guys, for sure, yes. Even though the first 25 years of my career was rock and roll.
Right.
Yes.
Well, though you're Catholic in all of your influences, is there a particular style of music you like better than any other, or feel more at home with?
I still feel more at home with the jazz, mainly because I can express more of all this chordal knowledge I have. When it comes to the rock and roll, you're still doing 4 or 5 chords in a given song. But with the jazz, I get a chance to show off, as it were, with all those other chordal progressions.
It's less about the rhythm and more about the improvisational ideas.
Yes.
I see. How long have you been playing?
About 42 years now, about 42 years.
And how long have you been playing professionally?
That's the 42 years professionally, I should say, and maybe 1 or 2 years prior to that, yes. And I'm self-taught, yes.
Really?
Yes.
So you jumped into the deep end of the pool and started playing for audiences early on?
Very early, yes. And it was purely by accident, but it was that's how it happened, yes.
Well, that's an accident that worked out well for all of us.
It did, because a very good close friend of my mom in Baltimore, I grew up in Baltimore, he owned a music store, and he took a liking to me improving so well on the guitar so quickly, and he had a job for me to play. He said, "Hey, I want to try you out on a job," and from that day forward, I just was playing all the time.
That's great.
Love it.
Do you have any advice for aspiring guitar players who are in the position that you were 44 years ago and they're trying to make a start?
I would say 2 things mainly, and that would be practice and patience. And in terms of the practice, I would say really practice and study the theory behind scale study and chordal progressions. And as far as the patience part, they're not going to become a very fine guitarist unless they just put the time in and the exercise. I'm talking years of study, and a lot of them want to be able to play very well in less than a year, and it's not going to happen in less than a year.
So like anything else, you have to work at it. It doesn't just happen
really
by accident.
You really do.
Well, I think that's important technical advice, but approaching music as a business, or approaching music by trying to reach a wide number of people, there's a certain amount of mindset and networking and social aspect to it as well. And I think you're superbly qualified at that for such a short time in town here. What's it been, about 9 years?
About 9 years, yes.
I mean, Washington, D.C. area is a town that has had an inordinately high number of great guitarists, with Charlie Bird and Danny Gatton, Roy Buchanan, people like that. And considering the standard that's been set, for you to come into town and make such a mark so quickly, I think is remarkable. Once somebody has got the foundation of playing, that they're comfortable enough going out and trying to play for people, how do you start going about that end of it?
Well, I think, what I did even when I came here 9 years ago is I had to start over again as far as the networking part. So I had to go out to all the clubs, and it's a lot of walking the streets and just finding where the open mic and jam sessions are at, and just going to all that you can go to until enough people start to hear what you sound like, to hear how you can play, and eventually people started calling me up for jobs. So it's a lot of work out front. It just doesn't come to you, and especially if you don't have your own personal agent. Right. Which I haven't had. So it's a lot of networking in that respect, with jamming with all your peers. So in addition to being self-taught musically, you're more or less self-taught with the marketing end of it as well. Yes. The hard way, but sometimes they say that's the best. Yes, well, you must have been born with the genes, because it really works. Well, thank you. A lot of people, particularly we drummers, can get overly caught up in the equipment end of it. And again, as you address a guy just starting out, do you have preferences in equipment that are really very, very important, or is it possible to get too involved in the nuts and bolts aspect of it? Well, yeah, it's a good question, because a lot of guitarists nowadays want all the gimmickry. They want all the pedals they can find, distortion, you name it, sustain, clutch. You can go forever with all the different pedals they got out nowadays. And I just work with a couple, and to enhance some of the songs I do. And most of those songs are the rock and roll or the other kind of songs that I do, other than the jazz, that I use those pedals for. Mostly therefore, and the delay maybe for the ballads. But as far as that's concerned, I think that all you need is an amplifier and a guitar, and they can do it acoustically too. They don't even need that much to get to a adequate level of playing. So less is more. Less is more, yes. Less is more. Well, I know you'll be putting down the rest of this CD in the short term, but what's next for Bob Meyers? What sort of long-term goals do you have for the next year or two? Well, of course, I still need to get out there and network more. I really do, and I'm hoping this CD is really going to help that. So I'm really looking forward to that, because I'd like to follow this CD up with, I could follow it up easily with maybe 8 or 9 or 10 more CDs with all the different kinds of music I play: the Italian, the Mexican, the Latin, the Broadway musicals, the country music, the Christmas carols. I could just go on and just play it, get 10 more CDs going, but I got to hope that this thing goes first. Right. Well, I can't wait to hear you play. Let's get to the music. Thank you so much, Al.
Thank you.